My people, how are you doing today? Let's talk about this. I'm always going to tell you the truth. The Nigerian High Commissioner in South Africa went to apologize to South Africans on behalf of Nigerians. I'm going to explain, don't worry. Yes, the High Commissioner of Nigeria in South Africa, acting on behalf of the Nigerian government, has publicly apologized to South African traditional institutions and authorities. Why? Over a controversial coronation. I'll explain. I know coronation, it's a lot of English. Of an Igbo king in the Eastern Cape. Let me break that down. I know it's a lot of English. Not all of us know English like that. The Nigerian representative of the Nigerian government in South Africa, okay, so the ambassador, then you get this person, has come out to say sorry to the South African traditional community.
So he's just there to celebrate their cultural activities, to celebrate themselves as cultural thing, not as a political institution, not as traditional institution. And that was why I said I offer our apology to the traditional institutions in South Africa. We say sorry to whatever has happened. The embassy will never in any way encourage undermining the authority or undermining their traditional institutions. No, we will not do that.
Why? Because Nigerians, Igbo, precisely, Igbo is a tribe in Nigeria. There are many types of Nigerians, okay? I know most of the people that watch us here are Americans and British and Jamaicans, Magwan, Mi Boss and all that. People from all over the place don't necessarily understand the context. Nigeria has many, many tribes. I believe they have about 400 different languages or things like that. In contrast to South Africa, that only has 11. So Nigerians do travel a lot. They go all across the world. They're everywhere, every country in the world you find Nigerians. Nigerians in South Africa decided to coronate a king. Yes, the Igbos. Okay, Nigeria many tribes, but some of the major tribes are the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Fulanis, and more. But well, these ones are Igbos. They're very particular, very big, tall, sometimes very loud, very loud. Yeah, usually those are the Igbos. So they coronated the king in South Africa. South Africa is a foreign land, my brother. So the South Africans are very angry about that because they perceive that as an insult. Like, how do you do that in somebody else's land? Can you go to somebody else's land and say, I'm installing my commissioner from my country? It makes no sense. Okay, so on the 4th March, in Eastern Cape, this is Eastern Cape on the map. Eastern Cape is a very particular place in South Africa. A Nigerian citizen named Solomon Ogbonna Ezike was installed and celebrated as Igwe Ndigbo, a traditional title used for some Igbo communities abroad to designate a leader or representative among Igbo diaspora. So the event was widely reported as the coronation of an Igbo king in South Africa, which obviously sparked strong backlash. Of course, South Africans are not happy.
We are tired. What that king has done is a last straw for us. This is the country that I personally am willing to shed my blood for. Yes. I will defend this country. Thank you very much.
How do you come to my country and install a king? So many South Africans viewed this as an attempt to establish a parallel traditional authority on South African soil. Of course, Igbo is king. Ship is tradition. You don't do tradition stuff in other people's country without consulting with them, right? So South Africans came down the street very angry, upset. Okay, they found it disrespectful to local kings because South Africa has their own kings, chiefs, and traditional institution. Well, this led to violence. Okay, violence protests in Eastern Cape and other areas. People came down the street. So Eastern Cape is mainly a tribe named Xhosas. They are the cousins of the Zulus, and the Zulus, they all came together. This led to violent protests in Eastern Cape and other areas, including burning of vehicles. They burned vehicles. They burnt properties. They destroyed many equipment. Protesters delivered a memorandum to the embassy. So some people went to the embassy of Nigeria in Pretoria demanding action. Okay, I think going to the embassy was a very good thing, which I completely respect. I think that's the way to go. And people down the street breaking things, burning shops, beating people up. unfortunately, was bad. Why that was bad? It was bad because the people that were beaten up were not only Nigerians. Okay? So as much as you going for the Nigerians that have done wrong, who have done wrong? The Nigerians have done wrong. You can't go to other people's countries and establish a king. Okay? But you were going for the Nigerians, but the people you found are not all Nigerians. They end up being victims. They didn't coronate a king. The Malawian didn't coronate a king. The Zimbabwean didn't coronate a king. The Ugandans didn't coronate a king. It's the Nigerians. So the idea was the Nigerians. But unfortunately, it ended up being a scene that many other people were victims in that situation. Now, is this the first time Nigeria does this? Is this a mistake? No, it's not a mistake. Because not so long ago in Ghana, Ghanaians were asking Nigerians to leave.
Nigerians must go. Nigerians and other nationalities, if you are here illegally, you must leave Ghana. Yes. You must leave Ghana. Ghana is not safe. We will deal with you people in our own ways.
Why? Because Nigerians install an Igbo king in Ghana. And it's not like you're doing something traditionally, behind closed doors and you just... They made it so clear that we now have our tribe in Ghana and we have our king is the Igbo king. And by the way, whoever that feels offended by this is just jealous of the Nigerians because we are such great people. We understand money. We have money. We are above you. So the Ghanaians felt very angry. The Ghanaians went to the street to ask the Nigerians to leave because they feel like Nigerians have brought problems in the country. Nigerians have brought prostitution. The majority of prostitutes in Ghana are Nigerians. Ghana now has situations of abductions and kidnapping, which they've never had before. Well, we know that is very prominent in Nigeria. Can we totally say that it's Nigerians that are bringing all this stuff? We don't know, but what we know is for sure there are abduction and kidnapping happening in Nigeria. So the probabilities are very high. Okay, now, if that's happened to Ghana's very angry. They ask you to leave the country because you've destroyed this structure. There's crime and criminal activities happening, drugs, which seem to be the very same thing South Africans are complaining about. Then I think we have a problem. Well, you need to understand one thing, fellas. Nigeria has 220 million people. 220 million people. That's a lot of people. And when the institution of a country don't function, all those people, some of them at least, will run away from the country. So running away from the country is one thing, but going to other people's country and number one, making them feel like they're small is a problem. And after you make them feel like they are small, you are superior to them, you want to install a king, why are you surprised that people stand up against you? I mean, I'm going to your country and being nice to you and being humble enough and talking to you nicely with respect, and I'm coming to your country showing you that you are stupid, you are not on my level, but then I want to establish my own king in your country. That is something different. So how do we resolve this? You don't go to other people's country and start doing your own things without respecting the culture and the tradition. You can't do that. Remember a while back, an Israeli commission came to South Africa. When they went to South Africa, there were political people invited in South Africa privately. Those people went to visit hospitals and poor communities in South Africa to give them monies and gifts and stuff. The government of South Africa was very angry. Why? Because those Israelis that went to South Africa did not announce themselves to the government. So they went by themselves. Even though South African government and the Israeli government don't get along at the moment, those Israelis left Israel. They went into South Africa diplomatically, seeing traditional people, seeing communities, seeing hospitals, giving them gifts and stuff without consulting with the government. Government got very angry at that. They actually kicked out an Israeli representative out of the country because of that. It's disrespect. Now, you can't just say, you are because I'm an African brother, I can come to your country and do my own things. Yes, but you must respect other people's stuff. You don't go to your friend's house and put your feet on the table. You don't do that out of respect. You don't go to your friend's house and ask his wife to cook you food. She's not your wife. You need to go to somebody's place with respect and know how to treat things appropriately. Are we for this? No, we are all against this. People are standing against this type of behavior. Why? Unfortunately, my Nigerian brothers, especially Igbos, have this image about them of superiority toward other Africans. I'm sorry, I'm going to always tell you the truth. Okay? You see situation where I've seen that people are standing at the ATM on a queue waiting to go one by one. There are 12 people in front to get to the ATM, and you see an Igbo person want to pass everybody and go in front because, well, I mean, Naja, who are you? And it's frustration. And I think, is it because of lack of education? Is it because of, did somebody pump you something in the brain, making you think you're superior to other people? It's a good thing to have confidence. But there's a major difference between confidence and arrogance. Now, it's okay for you to be confident and arrogant in your country. You cannot apply the same thing in other people's countries. Nigeria, especially Igbo, unfortunately, don't have a very good reputation in other African countries. Because this is not limited to Ghana and South Africa. Because in Kenya, there was a situation where Nigerians fought with Kenyan people. And they pulled out guns on Kenyans. Until the Kenyan government finally decided to send a bunch of people, a bunch of Nigerians back to Nigeria. So I think that needs to be looked into the way it is. We may be all Africans, but it doesn't mean you must go and shit on somebody else's land because we're all Africans. Nobody likes that. It's okay to be unhappy with a group of people because they're behaving bad in your country. But it's dangerous when it becomes a movement. Because remember, South Africa has many, many people, many different tribes. And not all South Africans get along. I'm sorry, stay with me, okay? Not all South Africans get along. I know South Africa well. There are a group of people that get really well along. Okay, and a group of people don't even... Because unfortunately, while they were looking for Nigerians and stuff, they ended up beating a guy who was a Shangan. Okay, he was not Nigerian because he couldn't speak Zulu. They beat that guy really bad. And that has created another wave of Shangan and people from Limpopo feeling offended on why are you treating us this way? Why do we have to feel inferior to you? Now, some people may say it was by mistake. Until you saw this video where they're singing Shangani Sukendeleni. Meaning Shangani must leave the road. South Africa has many tribes, okay? Many tribes, maybe 11. Let's say minimum. There are sub-tribes or sub-clans, but let's say 11. But the Zulus and the Xhosas were going for the Nigerians because they were the most strong openly. But by doing so, they ended up attacking a guy who's a Shangan. Shangan is from the northern side, Limpopo. And now, it looked like a mistake until they started chanting Shangani Sukendeleni. Shangani, leave the road. Shangani, leave the road. So the problem with this is it's beginning to sound like what Julius Malema sounded in the past. If you kick out all the foreigners, at the end, you're going to start kicking out each other and asking one another to go back to their province.
You are done with Nigerians. When you are done with Mozambicans and Zimbabweans and Zambians, you are going to go for Shangans from Guyana.
So as much as it is nice to make sure you clean up your country and you make things respected, don't get too engaged into that motion because you're going to start making mistakes. Let me know if you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. God bless.